But you talk about this heat right here specifically, Connor Coffin, huge ramifications. You love that word. We're going to use it again. Ramifications for Connor Coffin. He's already got guys like Connor O'Leary and Ryan Callanan into the quarterfinals. He needs to keep pace. Look at this.
Set pours in straight off to start us off. This is the final day of the 2015 Hawaiian Pro, and for the first wave, it's going to be Wade Carmichael. Coming around this section, big opening snap, throwing tons of spray. A frenetic approach for Wade Carmichael. And we know with every bottom turn that Wade does, something massive is about to follow. Right behind him, Gabriel Medina goes to his backhand to start his heat. 2 solid waves to go.
It's on.
You thought it was going to be flat. This looks like fun-size Haleiwa to me.
Well, Wade Carmichael unleashed. You know, he had that section kind of come down on him from Connor paddling for that wave, which was a little dicey, but little tiny slip there, getting his feet into the wax there is Gabriel Medina. And his backhand, of course, we've seen it all over the tour this year. Solid as can be, just the one snap, kind of a bit of a carve. But look at this wave. You see Connor kind of stuffed a little bit of a foam down there, but gets around it with ease, and this first turn unleashes. And look at that, just so smooth. Straight top to bottom, nice 3 different types of turns. The scale has been set here by Wade Carmichael. And what a wave. Let's see it again here as he drops in that first section. Perfectly timed. Right to the bottom again, into the lip. Wade Carmichael, man, looks so good here at Haleiwa. This wave suits his style to a T. And an excellent wave score right out of the gates for Wade Carmichael.
You know, I watched Ty Van Dyke the other day crack open a coconut. To me, the most important hit with the knife was the first bam. That's what Wade Carmichael just did. His opening wave comes through at an 8.17. He has just cracked this heat wide open with a massive score to start. Still 21 minutes and 50 seconds to go.
Had to adjust it, but turned it around, and here he is again.
Gabriel Medina on his backhand, goes straight up to the lip. Opens with 2 blistering backside snaps. Finishes with a solid closeout turn. So Medina now finding his feet. Right behind him, Cooper Chapman going to the air. Can he ride out? Does not. Incomplete maneuver. The judges are strictly opposed to falling out the back of the wave. 20 minutes to go.
Is out there by himself for this set wave.
Connor Coffin, surfer in yellow. Carving it off the bottom. Straight into a beautiful opening carve. Another snap up into the lip. But the wave does not cooperate. It was looking like it was going to be a great score for Connor.
Wow. Think about the anticipation, right? So all of a sudden you come over the top of this wave and you see this 4-footer that just is gleaming and it's just like, oh my God, it's there. You paddle out. All of that adrenaline just starts pumping through your veins. He goes for this first turn. Let's watch this, a split peak of Wade Carmichael first. On the backhand, first snap, second snap. Gosh, his board looks so amazing. Look at that, another whipping turn, and finds more open face to finish. So Wade Carmichael has backed up his 8.17. And then Gabriel Medina on his backhand. See how he sets up his bottom turns and times the backhand hit right in the most critical section. It's right where the whitewater and the steepest part of the wave is. And then here, I was talking about that adrenaline. He is loaded with it right here. Lays into that first turn. Beautiful work. And then here, eye off the ball. Foot slips off. All he needed to do was finish that wave, and we would have seen a big score for Connor Coffin. So a mistake there. No. Yeah, he is. He's in the next heat with Nat Young, Ricardo Christie, Jadson Andre. So he has yet to make the quarterfinals. You already have surfers that are there. You know, one of them being Ryan Callanan, who has already progressed into the next round and is going to be improving his points going into Sunset Beach. This is exactly what Ryan Callanan needs to do, and Connor O'Leary has to keep pace. So this is a big heat for him coming up next.
Pace is set right now by Wade Carmichael. His second wave comes through now.
Even better.
Bettering his first. It's an 8.93. Wade Carmichael just jumps out to a massive lead. 17.10 for his heat total. One of the highest heat totals we've seen of this competition, and we're just getting started. Gabriel Medina now looks to the left. Opening snap. Weaves his way through this mid portion. Now he's gaining speed. Up into the lip one more time, looking for a big finish from Medina. Finishes off a little layback snap. could tell he was winding up, looking for that ramp section. Didn't come to him, so he opted.
I think we were all anticipating that, weren't you?
Yeah, I think everyone's voices started raising. When you see Medina going down the line like that, you can't help but just start to feel it.
Well, his make ratio is just so high that it's something where you're just like, oh, it's coming, it's coming. You know, he's lining up with some speed, but the section really didn't open up for him, so he just decides to throw down some carbs, and there were some nice carbs, you know, and they're going to better that 4.17. Not by much, but it will improve his situation and extend his second place position over Connor Coffin and Cooper Chapman, who are both basically have, you know, the 4.93 is what we see from Connor Coffin just for that one arc.
He never seems to peak at the wrong time. So your next heat, again, super stacked, international heat. This is going to be a fun one to watch.
Well, if you recall, as we watch now some action here, I'll touch on it right after this wave.
So Wade Carmichael, again, the energy with Carmichael right now as he finds himself on another little left runner, and he is surfing with a lot of authority right now.
He is. I don't think he's going to improve his situation there with that wave, but just staying loose, staying in rhythm. You know, this is a big, long day today. These guys right here in this round are going to surf an extra heat if they make it to the finals. So, you know, you need to set a rhythm and keep with it, and Wade has done that right out of the gates. He's just been like, okay, if the wave's going to come to me, I'm going to ride it. Now, again, that's just going to be a mid-range score for him, not going to factor into his top two waves. Already a 17.10 two-wave total. It's awesome. You know, I watched the replay here. This is those lefts that can be slow on the start. Starts off with just two kind of cutbacks here, and then the wave starts to steepen up and start to run. Gets another backhand snap, and then the finish move goes up vertical. So solid on his feet. He's looking good today.
Well,
Nat Young, 4 years ago, right? He was, you know, kind of showing up for the Triple Crown. He was actually in contention. Wasn't a surfer in pipeline. Didn't get a chance to kind of get his works. And but this year, now that he's in the Pipe Masters, one of the top 10, as we watch Cooper Chapman finish up.
watch out.
Watch out. So this is a guy, if he makes it through into the quarterfinals, semifinals, he's in Sunset Beach. Those guys who are on the championship tour have pretty much an unfair advantage, or have an advantage, because they start in the main event at the Billabong Pipe Masters. You know, anybody else who's in contention has to go through the Pipe Invitational and try to go for 2 spots, and that's crazy.
Well, a lot to happen in the next few weeks. Here goes Connor Coffin, trying to get back on track. This wave just trying to run away from him. He's back on the open face now. One more opportunity, and it is a missed one. Connor Coffin having a little bit of trouble just finishing his waves. Our wave started out okay. You know, he had a pretty good turn to start, but just couldn't really put it together through the end. He's got a 4.93 for his first wave, really on the strength of that one big, powerful turn. He's needing an 8.17.
Very loose, nice first turn here. This wave kind of runs away, has to climb the whitewater, then nice roundhouse cutback. But the stamp here, you know, he would be, if he had just pulled that move, if he had pulled the move previously on his wave, he'd be contending in this heat. You know, Gabriel Medina only has 13.10 points. He split those two in half, right? That's 6.5s to get 13 points, so 6.6. Well, the two surfers who need it the most right now, Connor Coffin and Cooper Chapman, are chasing as we watch a split of the peak.
Connor Coffin now trying to regroup on his backhand. Nice opening snap, getting some speed up into the lip. Still looking a little bit out of sorts. Yesterday, Connor Coffin looked so precise, so sharp. Right now, he's got 10 minutes to regather himself and get back in this heat. Goes Cooper Chapman, young surfer from Australia. Kind of a mid-sized in-between wave here. Not offering him a lot of potential, but he maximizes whatever was available on that wave. A couple nice turns. Now we'll see priority reset itself as surfers make their way back out.
Well, the two surfers that are going to be in first and second are going to make their way out to the outside and have priority at the back half of this heat as we watch that backhand snapping, quick precision being done by Gabriel Medina. And look at that. I mean, he is just so on point, knows exactly what his board's going to do. Looking very, very nice, Gabriel Medina. You know, a nice size set wave, takes that right, and he's probably going to improve on that 5.43. We watch Connor here. These lefts, a little bit different. You know, you have to adjust because they have such different energy than the rights. You know, when you've got the rights, they stand up. They're going to have so much more push when you're going against it. They're banking at you, whereas the lefts are going to be feeling like jelly. You know, they're soft and pushing away from you. It's a whole different type of surfing. Connor Coffin, unfortunately, there not going to add too many points to his two-wave total after that last wave, and now sits in 4th priority.
He's coming in here, again, the ultimate spoiler for the rest of the field. And I'll tell you what, Gabriel Medina, he would definitely just have another notch in his belt if he wins himself a Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. That would, you know, if there are any critics left of Gabriel Medina, a Vans Triple Crown victory would silence even more of them.
I agree. You know, and again, most of the surfers that are guaranteed spots in the main event are going to have that extra advantage, and Gabriel Medina is one of those surfers. Plus, he's going to have a high seed and all of those things. He's going to come into the Pipe Masters as one of the favorites. You know, he's made the final last year against Julian Wilson. Very close final. You know, he actually almost could have won that. You know, just if one judge had said that his wave was better than Julian's at the end, it would have made the difference. And, you know, he'd already won the world title. So we watched the recap here. This was the very beginning of the heat for Wade Carmichael. Starts off with an 8.17 on his forehand. Just looking loose and free. Doesn't feel like he has a ton of pressure on him, you know, and here again backed it up. Thought it was a backup, but actually ended up being his best wave, an 8.93. So he's sitting on 17.10 points. He did that right in the very beginning of the heat, so he's been comfortable ever since. Gabriel Medina has been building a 7.67 for his backhand, and this is easy for him. He's just cruising, winding up, perfectly timed each and every backside slash and hit. Has an 8.37 now and is extended into 16.04 points for his two-wave total.
Oh, with priority, it's Wade Carmichael finding himself a racy little right-hander. Dies relatively quickly as it goes towards the channel. Only room for one big turn, a foam climb, and that'll put Medina with priority, and Medina exercises it immediately after. Now Connor Coffin has priority. He's in a combination situation. This is a wave he needs to get out of that combo. Will not pay off for him, but I think he'll be able to get back out in time to at least regain 1st or 2nd priority.
Well, you can tell there's a bit of frustration there. It looked like another nice set wave, but a 3rd wave of the set, and it seems that it moves up into a different part of the reef. And, you know, this wave looked like a gem for Gabriel Medina, and it shut down on him. You know, just the snap and float, and then it's all whitewater. Whereas you saw Wade making that adjustment, he's catching the first waves of the set, and it's giving him more opportunity to rattle off more maneuvers. They're staying open, it's going all the way through, so the first waves of the set, even though they're a tinge smaller, are giving you a little bit more opportunity. You see, here's that replay, already 2 turns, another 3rd one right there in the toilet bowl, and the finish move. You know, again, I don't think it's really going to go into his top 2, but either way, he took that wave with priority and didn't allow anyone else to get it. And that's what you need to do when you hold and retain priority. Get those best waves, take away those opportunities from your competitors, and Wade Carmichael is doing nothing wrong.
Gabriel Medina, he's looking left from behind the section. Easily making his way around this whitewater. Opts out. 3.5 to go. Dire straits for Connor Coffin and Cooper Chapman right now. They still have time, but it's getting very close. Posts 8 threes and high 7s with ease. Gabriel Medina now on the inside. He's in 4th priority. He's going to stick to this left-hand section.
You know, we really haven't been talking too much about Wade Carmichael and his qualification, being that he's not on the 1st page. But you know what? He's on that 2nd page, number 53.
And guess who was on the 3rd page last year and did it?
Yeah, all represented right there on that beach. And literally, you walk out onto the sand, there you are. Everybody's watching you, and they're seeing how you're surfing, they're seeing what you're doing, if you're training, if you're just lackadaisical, it's all there for everybody to see.
Well, here's Connor Coffin, and that's kind of the bane of this heat for Connor. Just small mistakes. You know, again, you can't discredit his performance throughout this year's Hawaiian Pro. He was definitely the guy to beat in previous rounds, but in Heat 7, it was all about Wade Carmichael and your current world champion, Gabriel Medina.